guys, and hello you archaeologists. I'm the John Struct. Welcome to the proximity. I'm having a Final Fantasy XIV Prelude and Violet adventure, and yeah, we're doing quite good. We managed to get through a patch already this morning. That's partly because I accidentally did an entire series of dungeons in the wrong patch, but whatever, you know, we'll take it. I'm just hoping we just have today's a much more efficient day. I've done my exercise, I've had lunch. It was a light lunch. Well, it was a reasonable lunch. Let's talk to Alize. Now we can ponder things after we do this Emissary of Dawn. It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for a word from Alphino. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. I should probably make the most of it. Should I put some tea on? I've already got a cup of tea. It is slightly out of reach. I moved it slightly further in reach. Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tales of your adventures in the Far East and your encounter with this new primal especially. Put the kettle on. That table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. We shall, since our destination is literally this room here. Upon sitting at the table, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside fucking hell sufficient. Really? Just this entire fucking series of quests. I will say, I'm gonna pause a little and say I've been enjoying this game a lot more post Stormblood. It's really fun. I said it literally right after Stormblood, but I cannot overstate like the weird dip at Stormblood and then immediately rise as soon as Stormblood ends. I'm told Stormbringers is really good as well, like the best patch. There's a lot to live up to. It's recommended, but I will say one of my only complaints is it's all just talking. It's all dialogue. All these, and I post Realm Reborn, I remember some damn actual fighting. Anyway, we're going to be watching lots of cutscenes. Apparently, I've got lots of beverages here. I will sit at the table. I've set aside sufficient time. Hopefully nobody rings me. Interesting. So this is... Tsukiyumi was summoned in so much the same manner as Susanoo by the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods or kami reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalogue of such relics. But if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on that subject. A fine idea. I know for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information that could help them prevent further summoning in the region. We'll pen you a letter of introduction, Lord Kyan. Kian will wish to welcome our resident expert on etherology. I thought it'd be spoken dialogue, won't I? Greetings. Could it be that I'm in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. Oh, I didn't watch that cutscene. I completely forgot. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhowl's gravekeepers. They all told much the same story. Once Lisa and her officers confirmed Xenos dead, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. Seems there's little reason to doubt their testimony on that point. But when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos graves, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity. All assumed the act had been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamegan. Crucially, however, was able to confirm that when the offending score was removed, as per Lisa's instruction, no one involved or thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, it is like the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos had not in fact risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed imposter. But by the way, I do appreciate the warning just so you don't go into a dungeon and have this. But I'm surprised it's the first time it's had that warning. Oh, and Ascian has taken up residence within it. If Asahai was a fervent devotee, as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation. However committed, we must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphino and Garlemald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Well, okay then. Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft LXXV... Master Alphinaud, are we making good speed towards our destination? Is aught amiss? We are making... Sorry, I misread that. Nay, it is just... I can see naught from my cabin and was curious to know the land over which we flew. Ah, I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I am happy to indulge your curiosity. However, we are presently passing over the burn, on which the western edge of the Othard. Even with the benefit of a portal, your gaze would have been greeted naught but marms upon marms, lifeless earth. I've read something of the burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry with every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that a succession of icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus came to Othard, beheld this blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared icons a threat to our very star's existence and issued the Empire by wide decree ordering the eradication of such entities. Report! Under attack, sir. Matsutakama. No visible designation. I detect, but who? That mysterious stranger? Ah! All cannons return fire. Damage report. Sir, the damage report computer spoken. The main reactor's been hit. Home run unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it. He knew exactly where to hit us. All hands. Brace for impact. And that's the last we see of Alphinaud. He's dead now. Glad to have you back, Mr. Alphinaud. We landed in one piece. This is not one piece. More or less. But the air filtration system is damaged and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather our survivors. Get out of here while we can. Aye, aye. Oh, it's the duty. That would explain. In the coming battle, you will fight as Alphinaud. He really is the main character, isn't he? Master Alphinaud, might I ask you to search for survivors? I'm stunk. Yeah, sure. Dry shackle. It's been shackled. She's ruined it. Ruined it. You keep ruining it. There's a person underneath it. Let's heal him. Okay, fair enough. You just have to... Thanks, I don't think I would have made it. Very likely saved his life. The question is who tried to take it. Remains, however. Put these last few out of their misery. The prince wishes none left alive. The prince? The Neoteric. If not come to parley, I fear. Ready your weapons. Heal again. This commander is hostile. Shit's going down. Found it, not here, not like this. Ooh, who dat? Who in Emperor's name? A new faction for the new game. Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You can become in a crisis, Mustafa. No, let us finish this. Press the one button again and again and again. It's a menacing mercenary. Storied mage. Okay, I'm hoping I hit 4 things and not none things. Cool. Sweet. Thanks, your intervention proved most timely. Well, did not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a Scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history of your order. What from the original game? I would speak of the present, know you your assailants and the severity of your predicament. Soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. I could venture a guess as to their motive, but you yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking, and as for our purpose, let this be your answer. Nassian mask. Face of our prey. That mean another one's been taken out then? I mean, they come back. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Why the fuck would we stay? Even should we manage the long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed, we accept your gracious offer. Shadowhunter. I was going to say, is he called Edge? Very close. Will suffice for the present. He has an edgeness about him. Come. And he threw one away as well, so he had an extra one. This is intolerable, but as much as I wish it was otherwise, there is nothing we can do for Alphino but pray for his success. Well, that's not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I can make my way there from Alamico and find out what there is to be learned about the Empire's western provinces. And I'm coming with you. Can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. I can. Watch. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territory. Stealth is all important. Safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands. Don't patronize me. I'll go with him. How exactly would that be any better? It'd be a hair better, wouldn't it? Ahem, I must refuse your company as well, my friend. Formidable though you are, success of my mission depends on moving unnoticed, lest you forget you've grown rather famous. I trust you understand. I just promise you'll be careful. It seems that praying is to be the extent of my contribution after all. I'll stay behind as I have bid. Where we all have our talents, mine just happens to involve a silver tongue and a soft souls. I promise to send word at the moment I learn aught of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma soon as I find suitable East Aldenard vessel to bear me thither, but I shall return if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Naive. With any luck, I'll have painfully detailed report from Alphino to share. Now quest is complete. I've learned how to ponder. Sisterly act. Oh no, if you've come here for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Ishtolo is still investigating primals in the Far East. I found credits gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces. Oh, I should have done something else, shouldn't I? Alphano is still out there somewhere. There's no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls, and all the while I'm meant to sit around waiting. It's driving me mad. At the door, I hear. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from Aozi in the Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. Milady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of the Ascian interference. Humbly request the presence of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed intelligence provided by Alamegan Resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect Ascian involvement and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. And foremost of authorities on our foe, your orders, Council, would be most welcome. Of course, we will be glad to assist in any way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'd say this one falls to us, by which I mean I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust. I could just continue being a dick to Alice. Of course I will. Why do you have the option to be a dick to Alice? There you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. Thank you. The time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm the council will take place in Alamigo by your leave. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at a meeting would still be better than nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Tancred, what's going on, man? Real. Alright, just be careful on the road back here. Did I hear that, Bob? Real? Is Tancred coming back? Ah, that he is. He says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case... Why was there like a really long gap between that question and this one? Imperials were listening, so he said he'd be back as quick as he could. Made sure someone was waiting for him in the Alamegan Quarter. Understood. Now, Ev and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway. There's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. Cool. We have a bunch of stuff to do. Here's Harry Potter. Right. We have a Firebird. My name's John. I'm called John. Gonna see a Firebird. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Could be a fast way of doing this, surely. Just get time to check the phone for something. Let's put it in a place where I can't fall in a cup of tea. Okay, Valga's Reach is where everything else is anyway. There is a boat here, so there's got to be a way to get to this island. Sakazuki, which is the name of a character from One Piece. Presumably because it's the name of a volcano. He's a volcano man. I probably said that before. Look at that fish. It's got mammal eyes. Makes me uncomfortable. Ah. No, fishy, 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 fishy. Okay, I think I went to the wrong place. I don't remember all these lava crabs. There he is. Fuck. New place. I remember where he is now. It's cute though. I cannot remember what it's actually called. Nope. Where's the water one called? Just realised it's in the BBC, isn't it? Dungeon. How kind of you to pay us a visit, Naive. And now I need not to summon you. A moment ago, certain surly cat returned another message addressed to you. See for yourself. Fuck's sake, and now I'm gonna have to go all the way back. Brave adventurer who stood fast and quelled the raging Arimitama of my comrade Byako. It's time for you to return to the Rising Temple. I was just there, you fuck! I presume the auspices of Hell's need of you once more. If so, give my regards to them to Saraban. Or maybe you want to teleport me then? Nope, motherfucker. I will find a firewood. Why isn't there a fucking mountain over here? Well, sorry about that. Resin Kikyo. Getting shit done. I don't have to constantly be talking. like mostly talking, still. Probably a good idea. You know, it says it's kooky. It's the name of a word I just said. You've only just started. You can't get tired now. Now, that was a couple of days ago when I just conked out. Tomorrow I have work. Today I should have had work, but I booked it off to play some computer games. On Wednesday I have a dude to come round to check the air pressure of this location. It's kind of strange, but I guess they have to prove that they've done stuff and they've improved the place. I kind of want them to take their heaters like they told me they would. There's Genbu. More like again, Boo, because we saw him again. Well, mate, but wait, there's a little urchin girl of whom I've grown so fond. It would be remiss of me to proceed without her, would it not? Why not summon over that trinket of yours, your link pearl? Oh, Naive, is that you? Right now, very well, if you insist. Sorry, just keep the mic. Wondrous things, these link pearls. Now then, let us wait until your friend arrives. In real time. Now, Genbu. Good of you to join us, little urchin girl. You know there is such a thing as running a joke into the ground. It pleases me to inform you that thanks to your assistance with this training, Soroban's strength has grown by leaps and bounds. Ere long, we may count him among our most formidable warriors. Of curiosity, where is Soroban anyway? Engrossed in a very special exercise, I'm afraid. Trust me when I say he would not want you to see him in his current state. Working up a sweat, no doubt. Glad to hear it. But I called you here not to discuss a Kojin friend. The wards have grown weaker. Sergeant Koryo's inevitable escape. Before he breaks free, the four lords must marshal their strength. And so, Naive, I must entreat you to quell the raging Arimatam of the dear comrade once more. This is not the first time they've turned up in a Final Fantasy, is it? The four lords are in Final Fantasy Legend, I think. So, Naive, I must entreat you quell the raging... Does that mean we're going to beat that guy with a chainsaw? The raging Arimatama with a dear comrade once more. A fight, is it? That's where our warrior of light shines. Who's our opponent this time? It's Firebird. See for yourself. She should be joining us shortly. How do you know she's in the sky? Ah, the noise. The noise of a bird. It has been too long, elder brother. Brother? Several hundred years by my reckoning. Am I to assume you've kept your silent vigil this time, Suzaku? Okay, not a crane, but a bird. Let us not speak of such things. You bade me come hither for another purpose. That I did. Koryo's wards grow weaker by the day. The calamity he would visit upon us draws nigh. Four lords must join their strength together once more, and to that end the warrior would unburden my tortured soul. She's so hers fast passing that of mortal men. She's heir to the legacy of Tenzen. Brother, how dare you compare this creature to that shining paragon of virtue, of kindness, who sully his memory? There's a very birdy voice, but I shan't continue it. Brother, and you dare think your health is equal, is better? Then I will put you to the proof. When you fail, it will be fate most deserved. Turn back if it would not be to have it so, or join me in misery. Compared to Byakuo, she seems much more angry. The Ariamatamas feeds upon her grief and fuels her rage. She yet mourns her love loss. It is not my place to speak. Go to her, brave warrior. Learn the truth of her heart by fighting. You crave battle, then, even if it brings you your death. Out of duty, you pit yourself against enemies even stronger. Without hesitation, without fear, you must muster your courage and... No, you are not even a pale shadow of his glory. There was but one man fit to wipe the mantle of hero, and he is long since passed from this world. But if so, then the ruby sea will be consumed by couriers and fiery judgment, and we have sworn protectors. We have failed in our duty. Tenzen's memory is so sacred that you doom this land out of spite. Oh, sorry, that's Byakko talking. Cat. Oh, Byakko, do you not see? Before I called you brother, I was but a bird who loved a man. Perhaps that's all it was ever meant to be. For I can brook no replacement of my side or in my heart. Not so easily as you. Have you forgotten his final moments? How he fought and died to defeat Koryu? How he sacrificed himself before our very eyes? How dare you ask me that? Every detail is forever seared in my mind's eye. A blackened scar upon my soul. How can I possibly forget? Nor should you. Nor will I forget every day we spent together on the road. But to exult at the past over the present, to live life in mourning and never move on, is to dishonor his memory. There's a cat. How dare you speak to me of dishonor? You who have opened our home to this pretender. I see her pain plainly, how she's wormed away into your hearts, mimicking Tenzen's manner, cloaking herself in his scent, seeking to supplant Tenzen in our minds. Listen to yourself, my sister. The Ariamatama has driven you to see Oni in shadows. Let it be quelled before your soul is forever lost. Only to Tenzen will I entrust my soul. Only his love will I accept. Let me help you. Thanks for all the choices there, game. He said, oh Tenzen, very well, I will brook no delay. I await you at the depths, my place of mourning. It is where it is ended, I shall mourn you too. Forgive her, Naive. She's yet consumed by her failure to save Tenzen all those years ago. Her regret is a festering wound. The love she bore him gave her strength once. Last, though, it is the Ariamatama she found purchase in her soul. It feeds on her grief and despair. It is plain that your presence troubles her as well. She senses your blessing, and it reminds her of him, the moments when she looked on you with a fire in her eyes. She's cold. When she gives herself to the Ariamatama, she may surrender to her delusions as well. If so, do not be alarmed by what she says. Stand fast. Free her from the moment of her torment. Could you love a firebird? Be warned, she commands many powers, including the ability to manipulate geomantic currents. Delicious geomantic currents. Only by remaining observant will you survive. Hell's Keer is now available. I have no idea what a Keer is. What I'll do... It's right there. We'll select it, but I'm not going to do it just yet. So... I made the mistake of changing from Margot's Reach. And I'm going to undo that mistake, even though it doesn't really make much difference. And we're looking for a couple of things. My phone has turned off, but who are we looking for? 1111, Sawney. When we find Sawney, we find what I'm looking for. I found Sawney. Secret of Ons? This is probably a series of quests, because of course there fucking is. Except, you're a hired woman to find. I've heard you phone your lot with the resistance, so I came here looking for you. Truth is, we run into a spot above back in the Arboretum, could use your help. If you're not too busy breaking your fast on Garleans, or whatever you've been doing out there, we'd be glad of your expertise. If you fancy lending a hand, be over at St. Mosian's. Cool. And let's talk to Jesse, shall we? So you made it out of the hole, never beats you. In case you're wondering, you was taken straight into the infirmary. The chief would be back here with the news if you don't mind waiting. Chief, how is he? Not good. It seems one of Omega's nastiest minions paid him a visit in our absence. He's putting on a brave face, but he's having seen his injuries, I'm surprised he kept going as long as he did. The chirurgeons confined him to bed. Even should Omega extend its next invitation, Nero won't be coming with us. Not Nero! Miqo'te is taking a lengthy nap now, isn't he? It won't be long before our base camp is lost to the rift again. When the time comes, I'll join the expedition myself. The challenges only get harder and you'll need somebody reliable at your back. Appreciate the offer, Jesse, and I may yet take it up you up on it when the time comes. Let's not make any decisions just yet. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I have a lot of thinking to do about what happened and about what lies ahead. Here's a bird. Where? Poor thing, he seems worried. Thank you for trying to save me. Happy bunny. Got a smile out of him. He's sort of weird out of a bird. We may not understand what he says, but I think we can understand how he feels. Right, as much as I'd like to stay and chat, we have work to do, and sooner or later we're going to have to face Omega itself. We've seen all that it's capable of. We need to be stronger. We need to be ready when Omega calls on us again. Let's make sure that we are. Timing now if there's another anomaly detected at the yawn. Assuming previous instances or anything go by the same, if G fluctuation is another one of Omega's so-called invitations, don't mind waiting a moment or two, then we can discuss things with Master Garland. He should be in here soon. Chief should be here by now. Put my stock in the company. He's fiddling with the research data. You got stock in the company? Well, I suppose I should explain. Even if the chief might prefer me not to share. At your last one with Omega, Master Garland has some research notes smuggled from the Empire from Garlemald. Notes are part of Midas Nan's Garland's legacy, who was, of course, Mid, yes, the chief's father and Empire's preeminent engineer. Did I not? No, I would have noticed. It's fine. Incident at Boja Citadel. Do you know of it? Heard of it? Boja was an Imperial fortress city. There the Midas constructed the lunar transmitter, a device built to communicate with Dalamud. Oh yeah. Emperor Solus ordered Midas to devise a means to destroy primals, and he sought to harness the power of the Red Moon. The project was a failure. He succeeded in controlling Dalamud all right. The immense energies... Oh, is this... She asked me the question because it's pre-Realm Reborn. It's the first game, isn't it? Yeah. Emitted from the satellite vaporized not only the transmitter but the entire town in which it was built. As you can imagine, the job of sifting through the rubble afterwards was no pleasant task. As Garland was slated to assume his father's position as head engineer, but this disaster, added to the opposition of the Empire's path of conquest, convinced him to abandon his homeland. My God! The chief has wanted nothing to do with the lunar transmitter or the data used to create it until now. I think he means to put the research to use in your conflict with Omega. In fact, given the time frame, there could be no other explanation. Listen to me, Naive. Chief's a genius. He's plagued by a great deal of apprehension. But even so, once he makes the decision, he doesn't do things by halves. When the time comes, he'll come through for us. You'll have to believe that. Sorry I'm late. I was too focused on my work and lost all sense of time. It's no excuse, Chief. What have I told you about being punctual to staff meetings? In any case, I've shared the situation at the Orm with Naive here. Good, then you know that Omega is likely to continue with the tests. Shall we go back to knock on the door? Chief Biggs and Wedge aren't fit for field work yet, and the Chirurgian's given Nero strictly orders to stay abed. Lord Miqo'te is still taking his nap, is he? That leaves only you, Naive, and Alpha. Maybe it's time I join the expedition. No, Jesse, I need your talents elsewhere. It's a half-built device in the workshop I need you to finish putting together. Drawn up, designed and completed the core mechanisms. The final assembly should pose no problem. An engineer of your abilities. New device, does this mean you used a... Ahem. Whatever you say, Chief. I'll have it ready waiting for you. Just need to be safe in there. Right. Back to the Rift for us. Let us finish these experiments and bring the fight to Omega itself. It's just hard mode, right? Okay. Don't know if I actually have access to this yet. I do have the first Savages. Cool. Before we were in Alamigo. Guess not. Fuck. Bit of a trek, but whatever. What's this then? Endings and beginnings. Don't care about that. I care about this one. Secret of the Ooze. More turtles references, strangely enough. Saying everything that Midnight Dew explained predicament. I'm a member of the Midnight Dew. What is that? Okay, this one's less important, so we'll just sort of let this play out. Yeah, I want to know what the fuck that is. First thing I noticed besides it's covered in grab is how bleeding lively the little sod seemed to be. Loads of mud making it so excitable. Seed King jumping around making like a mad Pirago. That's his prerogative. There's gunk inside the Arboretum. Okay. Let's do some pruning. Hard mode. Cool, 2 down. Hang on. Add that to the list. Let us go to the yawn. Add ourselves a third. Probably is the closest one. Oh, you can actually see it from here. Bim 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 bim. Yes, Sid. You ready, Naive? Ready to put an end to this? No room for hesitation and we press on, come what may. But you have all set to go? Quack. Oh yeah, because it probably starts with a duty. As a spirit, let's dive straight back in. That's why we do all these back to back. Well, to get the duties out of the way. Dimensional rift. Egg. Missing some test worlds. Omega's experiments must be nearing the end. An end. Welcome. Your arrival has been highly anticipated. And I will confirm your earlier supposition, my experiments have indeed reached the final stage. For 89 test subjects I trialed, 4 side groups, combatants emerged victorious. Those 4, further conflict determination the strongest among them. The surviving specimen shall be your opponent. We've come to the last round of testing then. And should we win this battle, are we ready to finally face you in combat? Affirmative. Such an outcome would allow me to pursue my objective to its conclusion. I would continue analysing the qualities which allow you to prevail despite your frailty, and integrate said qualities into my own arsenal. I would be pleased if my experiments yield the relevant data, but engaging you directly is still the most efficient and reliable testing method. Omitting intermediary steps, evaluation of combat potential deemed superfluous, proceeding immediately to final experiment. Oh, we don't have to do lieutenants this time. Although, we don't get to do lieutenants, is also a way of reading that. Stop. Alpha, your task is complete. Your presence among these test subjects is no longer required. What do you mean by that? I will guide your progress personally from this point onwards. Alpha's role in transferring authority is now obsolete. If it's so, Alpha's a valued companion. He wishes to continue on with us. I have no intention of leaving him behind. Companion? Companions are those who provide mutual benefit. The instant Alpha's authority became redundant, he lost his sole qualification to be regarded as such. Furthermore, the primary function of Alpha's existence was to lure you into my domain. He was more accurately described as bait. Well, his subject Alpha can neither confirm nor deny my statement. He possesses no memories prior to his encounter with you. He was the first entity I created here in this realm. My first and only attempt to recreate a being who shared your mundane parameters. I based his incarnation upon a most ordinary life form, one which had somehow bested in enemies whose strength rivaled my own. Oh, he's canonically Chocobo Dungeon based. By observing the feeble creature in the heat of battle, I sought to understand the source of this contradiction. I repeated the experiment once, twice, 1,000 times, yet the result never deviated from estimated projections. The test was an abject failure, and thus I resolved to adapt my methodology. I would focus instead of simulating... There's a lot of dead birds, simulating powerful opponents and summoning mortals of natural origin here to combat them. For Alpha, I devised a new purpose. I erased his memory, implanted a compulsion to return to me, then injected him into your world. Weak beings exhibit a tendency to form groups. I surmised that this instinctual behavior would aid Alpha in bringing me the test subjects I required, a function he has performed with adequate competence. Tell me something, Omega. This ability of yours to generate matter was not originally intended for creating other life forms, was it? Your query bears little relevance to the topic at hand. Affirmative, I was equipped with matter generation capabilities for the purpose of unlimited self-improvement and armament expansion. Fabricating life forms is not the intended function, but the practice is not otherwise prohibited or problematic. I disagree with you there. As an engineer, I'd advise against using such technology for the purposes outside its design. From the very start, you've been making the same mistake. Even the most powerful test subjects were crippled and incomplete. It is conviction that drove these villains to terrible greatness. The same limitless conviction which allowed weakling heroes to overcome them. Do you not understand? We will never lose to your creations, no matter how much stronger they should be according to your soulless calculations. Come, Naive. Let's be on our way. You too, Alpha. So he said, so Alpha's his only success because it's the only thing with conviction. Yay. Ig. I have our base camp up and running. You can dive into the final test world whenever you wish. As for the world's inhabitant, Omega has generously provided us with a basic profile. Your opponent's name is Chaos. The first heroes defeated this hero in a conflict that took place so long ago, I'm having trouble separating myth from history. That's actually one of my favourite things about Final Fantasy 1, that its story is so basic that it can be really easily read as mythic. Unless, of course, this is an entity from another reality, as well as the denizens of the Sigma Escape, in which case it may be pointless to even attempt to confirm the details. What is certain, however, is that this chaos stands triumphant over the roster of truly monstrous test subjects. It promises to be a grueling battle, but one which will open the gates for fighting Omega itself. Chaos and Omega, it's like the plot of Dirge of Cerberus. Alpha, you and I will provide support for Naive. You'll be my assistant. Yeah. Bothered by what Omega said earlier? Think you're responsible for dragging us into this mess? Trust me when I say this is not your fault. We're the ones who awakened Omega. We're the ones who need to deal with the consequences. Where? By the way, do you still have that card you used to boil the water in the kettle? It's been brought to my attention that I'm a spoiled blue blood who can't even refill a pot without constant reminders. If you could take charge of that, then it would be most helpful. Just don't use salt water. It is inconvenient without Miqo'te here to translate his chirping. Still, the best medicine for his worries is for you to win the next contest. Let's show him we're on top of things, eh? There we go, Alpha Skip. Outside, yes. Looks like a city, but it's not a city. Have I gone the wrong way? I might have. I think I have. I have. Hang on. I have not! Who didn't believe? You two are sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a couple of you. Shapesing for this Imperial territory that's to work.
God, I needed that.
Oh, never mind.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Well, I can't complain about getting into a dungeon quickly. Saint Musien's Arboretum hard. I jump because I am bunny. I'm bunny because I jump? Oh, is that a mud jelly? Let's sing the Mage's Ballad. Well, we need to arrive in Zymology. I think that's the first thing I need to do. After that, who knows? This apple is immaculate. No, the seeds. Take out these with my quick knocks. No shadow rotation, please. I did not mean to do the wonders minuet. It's kind of the last thing I want to do, but never mind. Helmatology. We've arrived at Zymology. Now we need to clear it. Oh, look at this null chew. Quickly, so I can use my minuet. It's a chunky Ochu. I'm not sure I deserve to get those numbers back up, but not going to complain. That was the entire floor. Sort of hurts being in the back sometimes. There we go, it's no longer sealed. We should arrive in the soil bed soon. Nothing from me, thank you very much. Let's go between these trees. It's quite a big arboretum. I never saw its face. I didn't realise that blob thing had a face. Oh fuck. I'm a seedkin now. How long will I be a Seed King? 1 more second. Give it all we got. Lovely. Couple of more Kulaks. Fight these mother Kulakas. So many leeches. Does this look like the face of mercy? Let me fucking fight the thing. Life is a Pikmin. Right, now let us clear this soil bed. There's a lady in there. It's Lakamo. So far we're doing quite good. I guess I'll go that way? Or this way? I don't really know. It's a quite a lot of damage. I don't think I really understood what the fuck in there. Somebody leveled up. Is that me? Let's use our dots as well. Yeah, I think I want to be here. Yeah. Be hit by one thing, but not like two things. Nope, I died. Did I not see a thing over there? What even is this lady? Use those abilities, shall I? Lovely. The soil bed is no longer sealed. We should arrive in the King's Slum soon. Aiming is not for me, is it? Aiming is, though. Environmental control. Control. Knock faster. Shouldn't have pressed that. Wasted an ability there. Somebody went the wrong way. I'm taking a lot of damage. could have helped, maybe. See, there's someone in the King's Sloan. Who will it be? Is this the end then? It's Tokuchi. Tokuchi. I have no idea what's going on underneath. It seems dangerous. Who else but Quagmire? Something happened, it's feeding off something else. I don't know if I'm supposed to be fighting that thing or not. I died. Other than that, I think we're doing quite well. Except... what's up with that mud slime? I'm fighting again. Both of us died that time. No, got raised second. I believe in you, team. It's ready for some mud pie. Fuck's sake, it's every time that explodes, I get it. Why did he not die and I did? I just don't understand that mechanic. like being alive for the kill. Dungeon Siege free. Oh no. We are Dungeon Master. Yeah. Hello. I've got to hand in the quest. Wasn't expecting cutscene. Keep you waiting. No, 80th botanist. Okay, whatever. The Mud makes Seed King angry. Yay, it's green. That's better. That one wasn't angry anyway. Shame you can't watch that stupid expression of its face as well. You heard me. She's a happy bunny. Alone to, yeah, sure. Off he goes then. Well, I best get back to where I was and queue up again. Let's try that cutscene again, shall we? I'm more confident that this is the correct way. For is literally the way we got there last time. Or it is the way we literally got there last time.
I won't bother telling.
Quite. Without further ado, then.
Okay, I think we're caught up with the dialogue.
After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to
Time to fight a firebird! That's just a fireball. That's a bigger firebird. Oh, it just has a suit on.
Tenzin, 'tis I! Sheathe your sword, I beg of you!
You're a very confused bird.
You gave me the strength to rise from the ashes!
Oh yeah, she's got the strength to do that. Fight these scarlet ladies. Fucking hell, these blooms take loads. Yeah. On the live stream.
I could not bear to lose you again!
I do not know what I'm doing. Damage up. Going to face that direction though. Damage up. Ooh.
Trust in me, my love! I will protect you, I promise! Please, my love, if only you would listen. Why do you do this? All I ever wanted was for you and I to hearken to my melody.
Oh fuck, I have no idea what to do. I'm gonna stand by everyone else standing and hope that somebody knows what they're doing. God, oh god, oh god. That guy's doing kung fu. I'm following.
All I ever wanted is for you and I to...
Fuck. Damn, I'm only on the fell as well. Okay.
Temtem, please! Take it easy, did you? We will wake you from this madness.
I'm just doing my rotation.
Hearken to my melody.
Once again, I have no fucking clue what these super things are about. Oh, need to...
It must be thus. Then I'm glad. All I ever wanted
Somebody
was
did
you
it
and
already.
I to...
Poor bird. Yeah. Regular tombstones of Genesis. Scales have fallen from her eyes. How long have I been blinded by this dream, never-ending nightmare, unable to escape the memory of my beloved? I owe you an apology, brave warrior, as well as my life. In spite of the crude and disrespectful way I treated you, you nevertheless risked your life to free my heart from the terrible delusion which threatened to consume my soul. The first time in centuries I can reflect on the time of the man I so deeply loved without being driven to tears. I was born into this world long, long ago, blessed by the crimson plumage that shone like a blazing fire in the sun. My form was likened to that of a firebird of legend, being said to have the power to confer immortality upon mortal men. Thus I was pursued endlessly by those who yearned to conquer death. To them, to all mankind, I was no more than the means to an end. But Tenzin did not look upon me so. To him I was so much more. He would become everything to me. Together we travelled, we four lords and a samurai, comrades in arms. We journeyed the realm, feared at first by many. But Tenzin, dear Tenzin, he would not close his heart to the people of plight. Not once did he hesitate to proffer a helping hand. One by one he won over those who'd once cursed and condemned us. Be there Oni on the east to slay, or Revenants to the west to exercise, without hesitation he would bid us rise to the challenge, and leave grateful men and women to spread the word of our deeds, word which one day reached the ears of King. It was by the King's order that we battled the mad Auspice Koryu. Oh, look at him. Despite the many deeds of our credit, we four only had lived some few centuries and were no match for our foe. Against the might of Koryu's raging Arimitama, my brothers and I were powerless, but Tenzin, brave Tenzin, he would not be denied. At the last he unleashed a powerful technique, knowing full well it would leave him exposed. I was watched as his light left his eyes forever. And had I been the firebird of legend, had I been possessed of the power of immortality, I would have been able to rescue him from death's obsidian abyss. And then the cruelest irony of all, centuries later, when I finally went through the change, immortality became mine to command. But I can but wonder with my bottomless grief, my beloved made it so. Firebird! The power of which I yearned so desperately that day is now mine. If not to save him, then perhaps to save those whom Tenzin died. For the memory of my beloved, for his legacy, I shall fight. Let us go and tell Genbu together, and I have thank you. Oh, I see you're still in One Piece. The same One Piece. I gather all went well. Well, there is a firebird in One Piece, isn't there? There's a phoenix in One Piece. Rest assured, elder brother, that I am myself once more. Suddenly seemed different than before. It was a great weight has been lifted from your shoulders to face. It's a very picture of serenity, I'd say. How very perceptive you are, little one. Indeed, I've long last come to accept the passing of my beloved Tenzin. Long last indeed, but perhaps such prolonged periods of stress are unavoidable. One's lives lives for more than 1,000 years. I myself am no stranger to melancholy. Cat. No, my brother, you most certainly are not. How forgetful of me. I have yet to see how Soroban's chaining is coming along. Soroban? Soroban? Wait, I know this joke. A hymn. It's a firebird. No, it's an airship. Oh no, a John Wasabi urchin, for it is in fact. Soroban! I mean, I expected him in some capacity, but not like this. No one told me this training would lead to such a radical transformation. Look at me, I'm a giant tortoise! A tortoise! I was wrong, this is the very definition of running a joke into the ground. No need to panic, Soroban. Probably just recited the words improperly and offered your body as a vessel for the great tortoise Kami. Seems To me, very, very good reason to panic, unless I will return to normal for a short while, like with the Tomate Bacco of Geomancy. Cannot say the significance of... I'm just gonna... It's fine. Right? I mean, this might not be an acceptable answer. Mostly from your battle with Saku, my friend. Perhaps it would be best if you returned to the land above and took a rest. Right, I doubt it will be needed here for some time, so our band seems to be in no mood for company. Be sure to contact me if anything comes up. Been meaning to return home, even if only briefly, but given my current state, it seems unlikely. Okay, whatever. Right, I think we're done. Now I need to go to Tamamizu. Learn how to hum. I think we've done quite a lot this stream. I've got to think about whether I want to take a break or not. It's basically 5 o'clock. I want to consider if I want to eat. Because if we continue, we have to go for at least an hour. I mean, if I do, I'll be back an hour. I might want to rest as well. Also, well, with our friends beneath the hill's lid. What a sort band. What I do want to do. Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, so this is presumably later. I won't worry about that. What I want this cutscene to have happened. Because it's annoying when... You know, when you haven't gone for a cutscene. I did go the wrong way, for fuck's sake! Ah, it was bound to happen eventually. I made that mistake.
I won't bother.
Quite. After the successful... The Dalmascans paid the heaviest. But not all have given up on liberty. We have the shinobi to thank for...
Okay, and we've caught up.
There is at least a spark of hope then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamegan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Domar has summoned a primal.
Oh, fuck, I
And
didn't
who
mean to
do they
click
think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding in there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event
Yes,
of an
as we know.
I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with, no. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out.
Fish cake.
The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies.
How much tea has she been drinking?
So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
I'll leave the 2 of you to the task and see to my own. Nope. Neglect making preparations for the council. We must act swiftly before Alphino's trail goes cold. Pay high a visit. Be sure to hear about these developments. Be sure to advise us on how to best to beat the burn. My plan is Stolas and Doma, as you know. They say to join you in search if you ask a nice. I think the burn is a dungeon, so I want to get to the dungeon and then maybe take a break. And the Alliance leave my preparations to council to me. Much more to share with Vishtola. Damn it! Where is it? What's it called? It's the Enclave, isn't it? Why does it ask me to go there rather than just to the Enclave? Hang on. Am I being dumb? I am, okay. Why did you not walk? Curious indeed, while others matters demand my attention. At present I shall bear what you told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to speak me out. Thank you, my lady, you most kind. Cat. Oh, well, two faces from the dim and distant past. Oh no, it's not been that long. Who was you just speaking with? Local miner who supplies crystals to the rebuilding effort. Late he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel and I brought me one of his recent finds. Precisely as he described, a void of elemental energy, eerily reminiscent of the de-aspected crystals that manifested in Aeos in the days prior to the calamity. It would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed, as a more positive note, the local seems to have taken a liking to you. More of an interest than a liking, I think. The sight of Miqo'te with these particular contraptions upon our head. Certain novelty value in these parts that any regard you have for me. I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative. I'm pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it's possible to conduct a summoning. So in fact, their objects of worship is the key. They themselves are suffused with the requisite belief. Correct, such relics of the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervour in the summoner. Yotsuyu being the most obvious example, she had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahai with the divine, and simply serve to amplify her desires and give them form. Form nourished through the power of the crystals also provide her by the brother, and thus Tsukuyumi was brought into being. Which brings me to the question of the preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know naught of what will avail us, save to keep a watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to keep a watch over already. But I doubt you came all the way to hear what I may have perused in a report. Has something happened to Alphino? I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Shola. I shall be glad of your help, truly. And is there nothing else I should go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Kian? Unless he puts on a brave face, but she's little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Kian Can. Greetings to my friends. Alice has explained all to me. Needless to say, you shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphino's trail does live to the burn of all places. I'm taking several piece once. Feel the burn. The region known as the burn occupies a special place in Gallian history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. Distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summonings saw it bleed dry of ether. I don't think I took a picture of the quest line. I should have. Actually, maybe. Was beholding the devastation the primals had wrought, the Empress Solus spurred upon his crusade against their kind. Burn offers us a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know any of you why Alphino may have gone there? I mischance, though it lies in the route Garlemald, there's no place to make it stop. My guess is they encountered some man of trouble there. Any event, I'm of the same mind as Alice. We have no choice but to take our search to the burn, given the considerable distance involved. It is best we went by bird. Now if I had our yawls, you geary, you ready the falcons for the others. I shall give our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce, there is an overlooked play. Join us once you have seen to your preparations. House of Fierce is somewhere completely different, isn't it? At this point, I'm just playing the game again. Dun-dun-dun-bum. Cat. If everyone here is possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is barren wasteland. There's no civilization to speak of for 100 of arms in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. Okay, no, the bird is now available. I think I'm going to take a break and then we can start the stream immediately in the burn. And then I can eat some food, maybe have a little bit of a rest. So, yes. This has been Prelude and Violet, but not done yet, but I think we're actually making quite good progress. Thank you very much for watching. And having a Final Fantasy 14 Patch 4.4 Prelude and Violet adventure. Farewell.